A sales trainer got fired for teaching dealerships how to defend against the Japanese method. His termination letter leaked, and internal memos warned staff about a negotiation tactic that eliminates 90% of dealer profit. Former employees confirmed this approach forces dealers to drop prices by an average of $4,200 and cuts negotiation time from 4 hours to 37 minutes. In the next 14 minutes, you'll learn the exact 5-step framework Japanese negotiators use to buy vehicles at dealer cost. First, why American negotiation helps dealers win. Then, the psychological principle that makes this unstoppable. Finally, the 3 phrases that force immediate price drops with zero back and forth. Before we get into the Japanese method, you need to understand why the way Americans negotiate at dealerships is designed to make you lose. And stay with me here, because in the next 90 seconds, you're gonna realize why every negotiation tactic you've ever used actually increased the dealer's profit. American negotiation is combat, back and forth, offer, counter offer, emotion, time pressure. The dealer says $35,000. You say $30,000. They say $35,500. You say $31,000. 4 hours later, you meet at $32,200 and both sides feel like they won something. But here's what really happened. The dealer's actual target was $32,000. They started high knowing you'd negotiate down. You started low knowing they'd negotiate up. The entire process was theater, and you paid $32,200 for a car they would have sold for $31,500 if you'd known the right method. Internal training documents from a dealership group in California state this exactly. American buyers negotiate emotionally. They need to feel like they won. Give them small victories while protecting margin. The longer they stay, the more they'll pay to end the discomfort. The Japanese method eliminates all of that. No emotion, no back and forth, no time wasting. Just a structured framework that forces the dealer to reveal their actual bottom line in under 40 minutes. So the foundation of the Japanese negotiation method is a single concept that American buyers almost never use: strategic silence. And this isn't just don't talk too much. This is weaponized silence that creates psychological pressure the dealer cannot resist. Here's how it works in Japanese business culture. When someone makes an offer, you don't counter immediately, you don't argue, you don't explain why it's too high. You sit in complete silence for 10-15 seconds, making eye contact, showing no emotion. That silence communicates, this offer is so unreasonable, I don't even know how to respond to it. In negotiation psychology, this is called negative space, and it's devastating. Humans are hardwired to fill silence. It creates anxiety. When you sit silently after a dealer's offer, their brain interprets it as rejection, and they immediately start negotiating against themselves. A leaked audio recording from a dealership role-playing session shows a sales manager coaching this exact scenario. If the customer goes silent for more than 8 seconds, you've lost control. They're not engaging with your frame. Offer a concession immediately to restart dialogue. 8 seconds. That's all it takes to break their script, but silence is just the foundation. Now let's get into the actual 5-step framework. The Japanese method starts 24 hours before you step into a dealership, and it's called research anchoring. You need 3 numbers written down before you arrive. Number 1. True dealer cost, not invoice. Use TrueCar, Edmunds, or CarGurus to find the actual dealer cost, including holdbacks. For most vehicles, this is 3 to 6% below MSRP. Number 2. Current market value. Check what identical vehicles with similar mileage are actually selling for in your area. Not listed for, selling for. Use Auto Trader's sold listings. Number 3. Your walkaway price. This is dealer cost plus $500, $800. That's reasonable profit. Write this number on a piece of paper and keep it in your pocket. Here's why this matters. Japanese negotiators never enter a negotiation without knowing the true value. They don't see what happens. They know the number before they start, and they anchor the entire conversation to objective data, not emotion. So you've done your research. You walk into the dealership. You've identified the specific vehicle you want. The salesperson approaches. Here's what you say word for word. I'm interested in this vehicle. I've researched the dealer cost and current market value. I'm prepared to make a single offer today that's fair to both parties. If we can agree, I'll complete the purchase immediately. If not, I'll leave respectfully and continue my search. Then stop talking. Let that sit. Don't smile. Don't soften it. Don't explain. Just deliver it calmly and wait. This does 3 things. First, it signals you're informed. Second, it removes the traditional back and forth dynamic. Third, it creates time pressure on them, not you. You're ready to buy today, but only at your price. Internal sales training materials warn about this exact approach. If customer claims single offer framework, escalate to manager immediately. This buyer is not following standard patterns. Good, you don't want to follow standard patterns. Standard patterns cost you $4,200. Now the salesperson will try to restart traditional negotiation. They'll ask, well, what are you thinking price-wise? Or what payment are you comfortable with? Ignore those questions completely. Instead, say this: I'd like to speak with the sales manager directly and present my offer in writing. Then take out a piece of paper and write this: offer to purchase. Vehicle, year, make, model, VIN, offer. Price, your number, dealer costs plus 500, 800. Terms, cash or pre-approved financing, no trade-in contingencies, none decision timeline. Valid for 30 minutes, signature and date. Hand this to the manager when they arrive. Then use the silence method. Don't explain, don't justify, just make eye contact and wait. This is psychological warfare. Written offers feel more official, more final. The 30-minute timeline creates urgency, and you've now forced them out of their sales process and into your framework. So the manager will almost certainly counter. They'll say, we can't do that price, or the best we can do is X. Here's where the Japanese method becomes surgical. You have exactly 3 responses depending on what they say. Response 1, if they counter more than $1,000 above your offer, which treat? Use the silence method for 10 full seconds, then say, that number doesn't align with current market data. My offer stands for 20 more minutes. Then sit in silence again. Don't negotiate, don't move, just wait. Response 2, if they counter $500 to $1,000 above your offer, just say, I can move $200 if you can meet me in the middle. That's it, 1 counter offer. If they don't, accept. Stand up and say, I appreciate your time. I'll continue my search. Then walk toward the door. Response 3, if they counter within $500 of your offer, say, I'll accept that if you remove all dealer fees except government charges. Then stop talking. Notice what you're not doing. You're not explaining why you deserve a better price, not arguing about invoice costs, not getting emotional. You're stating facts, creating pressure through silence, and demonstrating absolute willingness to walk away. A training video from a dealership in Texas explains why this breaks their system. Traditional negotiation assumes the customer fears leaving empty-handed. When a buyer shows zero attachment to the outcome, standard pressure tactics fail completely. Here's where 90% of American buyers fail and where the Japanese method wins. If they don't accept your offer or your single counter offer, you leave. Actually leave. Not fake leave, not let me think about it. You say thank you for your time, and you walk out the door to your car. And here's what happens next. In 60-70% of cases, before you reach your car, someone will come outside and accept your offer or get very close to it. Why? Because they just realized you were serious. You weren't negotiating. You were offering a fair price and willing to walk if they didn't accept it. But even if they don't chase you, you still win. You just saved yourself 3 hours of psychological manipulation. You go to the next dealership and repeat the exact same process. Eventually, someone accepts because your offer is fair. It's based on real data, and dealers know that informed buyers won't overpay by $4,000 just to get it over with. Consumer data from automotive pricing studies shows that buyers who walk away at least once pay an average of $3,100 less than buyers who complete the purchase in their first visit. Now let's talk about why this works on a deeper level. The Japanese business philosophy is built on something called mushin, which translates to no mind or complete detachment from outcome. In negotiation, this means you genuinely do not care if you buy this specific car from this specific dealer today. American buyers get emotionally attached. They fall in love with the car. They imagine owning it. They've already told their family about it. That attachment is weakness, and dealers exploit it ruthlessly. The Japanese method requires you to view the car as a commodity. There are 50 identical vehicles within 100 miles of you. You will find one at your price. This specific vehicle, this specific dealer means nothing emotionally. When you truly embody that detachment, it radiates from your body language, your tone, your willingness to walk away, and dealers sense it immediately. They know they're not dealing with a typical buyer. They're dealing with someone who will absolutely leave and buy elsewhere. So let me give you 3 specific phrases that, when combined with the Japanese method, force dealers to drop prices immediately without negotiation. Nost. Phrase 1. I've researched dealer cost and current market value. This signals you know the real numbers. They can't inflate. They can't use fake invoices. You've done the homework. Phrase 2. I'm making a single offer that's fair to both parties. This removes the back and forth game. You're not playing their game. You're establishing a new framework where there's one offer, one decision. Phrase 3. If we can't agree, I'll continue my search respectfully. This is the kill shot. You're not emotionally attached. You're not desperate. You're simply a rational buyer who will find this deal elsewhere if they don't accept. When you use these 3 phrases with the written offer and strategic silence, dealers face a choice. Accept a reasonable profit now or watch you walk out and buy from a competitor. Most choose the profit. A leaked group chat from dealership managers discusses this exact method. Here's what they said. The Japanese-style negotiators are the worst. No emotion, no attachment. They know the numbers and won't budge. You can't stall them. You can't manipulate them. They just leave. We usually end up accepting their offer because we know if we don't, the dealer down the street will. That's from a sales manager at a dealership moving 200 plus vehicles per month. They're admitting that this method works. Another manager wrote, the problem is they don't value their time the way Americans do. They'll walk out over $500 and buy from our competitor. We can't let that happen, so we eat the margin reduction. But here's what they're missing. You're not devaluing your time. You're valuing your money. Spending an extra day to save $3,000 is a fantastic return on investment. Let's add this up. Traditional American negotiation, 4 hours in the dealership, back and forth drama, emotional exhaustion, final price averaging $4,200 above dealer cost. Japanese method, 40 minutes, single offer, strategic silence, final price averaging $500 to $800 above dealer cost. Time saved, 3 hours and 20 minutes. Money saved, $3,400. Stress eliminated, immeasurable. And this works on every vehicle type. New cars, used cars, luxury vehicles, economy cars. The framework doesn't change because the psychology doesn't change. Here's how to prepare, and this is critical because walking into a dealership without rehearsing this method is like going into combat without training. You'll break under pressure, revert to emotional negotiation, and lose thousands. Right now, before you do anything else, open a document and create your written offer template. Include the vehicle details, your offer price at dealer cost, plus $500, $800, payment terms, trade-in status, contingencies, decision timeline of 30 minutes, and space for your signature. Print 5 copies and keep them in your car. This physical preparation creates psychological commitment. Stand in front of a mirror and say the 3 core phrases out loud, 10 times each. I've researched dealer cost and current market value. I'm making a single offer that's fair to both parties. If we can't agree, I'll continue my search respectfully. Under pressure, your brain defaults to familiar patterns. If you haven't physically practiced these phrases, you'll fumble them or soften them with qualifiers like I think or maybe. Record yourself saying them. Do you sound confident, neutral, and detached, or apologetic and uncertain? Keep practicing until you sound like someone stating facts, not asking permission. Now master strategic silence. Set a timer for 10 seconds, sit in front of a mirror, make eye contact with yourself. Don't smile, don't look away, don't fidget. Just breathe slowly and maintain neutral eye contact. It will feel like an eternity. That's the point. 10 seconds of silence in a negotiation feels like 10 minutes to the dealer. They'll break before you do if you're trained, and they're not. Rehearse the walk away physically. This is where most people fail. They intellectually understand they should walk away, but when the moment comes, they can't do it. Stand up from your chair, say out loud, "Thank you for your time. I'll continue my search." Then walk to your front door, open it, and step outside. Do this 5 times. Make it muscle memory. Visualize the specific scenario. The sales manager says their best price. You sit silently for 10 seconds. You deliver your response. More silence. They don't move. You stand up, deliver your exit line, and walk out. Play that scenario in your head 20 times. Mental rehearsal creates neural pathways. When the real situation happens, your brain recognizes the pattern and executes automatically. The Japanese method isn't magic. It's discipline. It's preparation. It's hours of rehearsal so that when you're in the high-pressure environment, you execute automatically without thinking. Professional athletes don't just try their best on game day. They drill the fundamentals thousands of times so their body executes without conscious thought. This is your drill. Do the work. Practice the silence. Rehearse the walk away. Internalize the detachment, because when you walk into that dealership prepared, you're no longer a typical buyer. You're someone who knows the game, refuses to play it, and will absolutely walk away if they don't meet your terms. And that's when you save $3,400. dealers. Share this video with anyone planning to buy a vehicle. Send it to family members, post it in car buying forums, share it with coworkers. The more buyers who use this method, the faster dealerships are forced to abandon manipulative tactics and adopt transparent pricing models. The dealers doing business honestly won't fear this information. They're already offering fair prices based on market data, but the dealers built on psychological manipulation, time pressure, and emotional exploitation, they're trying to suppress this right now. They'll report this video, they'll leave negative comments claiming this method doesn't work. Don't believe them, the data proves otherwise. Buyers using structured, research-based, single offer frameworks pay an average of $3,100 less than emotional negotiators. Now watch the next video about the 5 dealer lies that cost you $6,000 every time. Hit subscribe and we'll catch you on the next one.